Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today's video, I just wanted to do a really quick review of the Surface Pro. And for those of you that don't know, I'm going to cover up my ugly face with some pictures of the Surface Pro so you can see what it is, in case you have no idea what it is and all that stuff before we get into the review. And so you don't have to stick around in case you're just basically wondering what I thought of it in a nutshell. Personally, I returned it. And I'm going to get into the reasons why, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it first, why I picked it up and all that good stuff. I saw a few people over on Twitter and Facebook. They were messaging me, and there's a discussion going on Twitter that I was following, and people were talking about something called the Surface Pro. And what it is a tablet, and I'm not totally, you know, up to all the technical jumbo with all that stuff, but it's a tablet that runs with like Windows on it. And what this lets you do is install software. Previously, I believe the older model they had, it wasn't, or it had like a touch screen on it, but it wasn't pressure sensitive or something. Again, I don't know. But this one apparently was, and a lot of people are praising it, and it does deserve all the praise it's getting. I don't want to say it's a horrible product because I think it's actually pretty sweet. So what you can do with this thing is, or at least the first thing I did, is I went to Future Shop, I picked it up. It was $900, by the way, for the 64 gig model. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it doesn't come with a keyboard. And you don't really need a keyboard because it's a touch screen and all that stuff, but what the keyboard lets you do is use shortcuts. So I could have got the, I think it's 128 gig model or something, for the extra $100, but I needed to buy the keyboard attachment, which comes with a case, whatever. That was 129. So I figured I'd save the $100. I don't need that much space for what I would be using it for anyway, so that's the route I went. And so I get it home, and the first thing I do right away, right, is you turn it on, you start seeing what it's about, and right away I start installing Manga Studio 4 EX. I have 5, but I didn't try it on there. A lot of the blogs and stuff that I was reading, they were saying 5 worked awesome, so I'd imagine it did. 4 worked fantastic as well. So I install it. There's some drivers you have to get the actual pressure sensitivity working the way you'd want it, but essentially it works very well. It's basically a Cintiq, and that's basically it. It mimics a Cintiq, which is great, but there's something about it that's not quite there. And to be fair, the person's blog that I read, his name's wrote it over there, Jonathan Case, and that blog post will be linked below. I highly recommend you read it. See, maybe this is something you're interested in, but give it a read and see what you think. There was also another guy, and I apologize, I don't know his name. I believe he does the PvP webcomic. He had a blog post as well that was really awesome on there, and he actually goes into the tech stuff about it. I wasn't buying it for games or anything. He talks about that, so if you're looking at buying it for like games or just, as opposed to a laptop, grab that. But anyway, so I read Jonathan's post, and it sounded great. He was talking about things that, sounded really cool to me. And the biggest selling point to me is, since I've gone digital working with comics, and most of my illustration work, personal work as well, it's all digital, and that ties me to wherever a computer is. I can't just pick up and go. I've tried to hook it up to a laptop and bring it outside. The glare, it's not, at least for the 12WX that I have, the glare is kind of brutal on it. So it's not really usable. So the idea of being able to work anywhere, I think anybody that's watching that's a digital artist, we want that. We want to be able to just pick it up, go to the beach. If you go to a coffee shop, go to a friend's house, waiting in the car, you can just take it out, literally open it up and start drawing. Awesome. So that's the main reason why I bought it. And if you guys remember me, or if you watched my Cintiq review, I talked on there as well about what I like to do with these big purchase items, is I'll buy them, keep the receipt, and do your best to keep it in good condition, and just try it out. You've got 14 days. And I don't have it here to show you, but I don't know. There's a lot of like angles I want to come at this with, but I just want to be as genuine as I possibly can. I'll just say this right at the crack. If you don't own a Cintiq and you're a digital artist, this might be something to look into. If you travel a lot, this is probably something that you should have. That's about it. And to be fair, I haven't really researched any of the other tablets. I haven't. This is just the one that kept popping up. Oh, I was going to say this before. When I was talking about the blog post and all that. The pressure sensitivity when you're using the pen that comes with the tablet, it's good, but I can't really describe it to you here. I'm going to include a picture that Jonathan included in his blog post, so you can see what I'm talking about here, and this will explain it perfectly. But you can buy, I think it's a bamboo stylus feel, I think it's called, something like that, and that's more akin to what a stylus would be like if you were drawing with that. And I didn't purchase that because I was still weighing my decision whether to keep it or not, and I didn't want to buy something extra that I'd have to get. You guys don't need to hear all that stuff, but from what I hear, that increases the quality big time, especially if you're using it for art. Mango Studio ran super sweet. The menus and everything were a little small because of the high resolution and stuff. You can get over that. But the other, outside of the price, the biggest thing that really kind of bothered me was it wasn't comfortable. And that's a big deal. To use the keyboard, again, I don't have it here so I can't really show you, but you have to have it dangle underneath. And if you were to put it on a table like a laptop, leaning forward to draw on the screen so that you can use the keyboard, it doesn't, you know, it's not, you're locked into working in a certain way. Any of you guys and girls out there that like to draw, sometimes you like to rotate your page, you like to move around a bit. For a portable device, you should be able to do that. And again, in Jonathan's blog as well, you can read that. He actually constructed something, apparently that works, so you can do that. Again, I didn't go into that much depth with it because now it's adding more and more cost. Yeah, so like, I don't know, for me, the reason why I didn't keep it, again, cost, comfortability, and like I own a small Cintiq, and I was just trying to like think, do I travel a lot? No. It's really cool to be able to draw at work, I'll tell you that. Going on your lunch break and drawing, being able to take it out and draw is awesome. Being able to work on the client work or professional work or your own personal projects anywhere and literally have it translate into tight finished line art, or even Photoshop if you want to have that. Being able to do that anywhere, like that has huge possibilities, and that should be really high on the pro list, right? And I think that was a problem. I wasn't, if I'm at home, I can just use my Cintiq. And if I'm leaving somewhere, the kind of work that I'm doing, you know, I'm not out at such a, I'm not out of the house for such long periods of time where that becomes a big concern for me. So if you travel a lot or something, this should probably be a huge, you know, you should probably lock in your eyes on that a little bit. So I've talked about the cons and stuff. The pro, like I said, the experience of just being able to draw anywhere is awesome. And I'm repeating some certain points here, so, you know. Now to recommend it to you guys out there, and you girls, I don't know. It's tough, because one of the things I was running up against was the cost. Again, it's $900 plus, and this is just for the 64 gig model. Not that there's anything wrong with that model. But that plus the keyboard, you know, I was looking at something that was like $11.50 after tax or something, Canadian. So I'm thinking, so I'm spending that kind of money, I get some, you know, I can move around, great stuff. But if I sold my Cintiq for around, I don't know, $1,000, put the money I just spent towards this Surface Pro, I could probably get the ginormous Cintiq, you know, the dream machine that everybody wants. And then I just started thinking about it. It's like the 12WX that for me, it's fine. I don't need to go bigger. One day I'd like to, but you know, whenever you start to get a little bit of friction, you really gotta look at what you're doing, right? You're spending some serious cash. Does it pay off for you? And if it's more of like a hobby thing, and you just want it to, I don't know, literally just be able to sketch anywhere, go to the park and draw, nobody's gonna argue that stuff. It definitely does have its weight. Regardless of what you think of my little review here, as hodgepodge as it is, definitely do some research. I just wanted to bring this to your attention because I know some people aren't even aware of this product, or even things like this, or even thinking about stuff like this. And I find that the more tech I go with making comics and stuff, the more the world of it starts to shrink, and all of a sudden everybody starts gravitating towards like, ooh, like, there's a tablet out here, I'm going to try that, and then the blogs start rolling out, and then all of a sudden people start talking about it, and now it's like, you have so much more at your disposal, but the problem is the cost. And with disposable technology as it is, you know, you're dropping some money, you know, and maybe in like 2 or 3 years, once this thing drops, maybe, I don't know if it'll go like to $500, $500, I wouldn't, you know, it's a lot of cash. I don't want to make that sound like it's not, but I would feel more comfortable dropping $500 for something casual and leisurely as that I was treating it as. But again, if you don't even own a Cintiq, it is still cheaper than even the smallest Cintiq. Just be weary of what it is. What it is, okay? It's if you're gonna buy a laptop instead. Again, I don't know. Just check it out. Do what I do. Try it out for 10 to 14 days. Just return it. Say you didn't like it. You don't gotta come up with an excuse. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm rambling. I'm just trying to like end it with like some more positive notes for this thing because it is cool. It's awesome. Literally being able to just draw wherever I wanted felt refreshing. You know, I still bring a sketchbook around every now and then, but my sketchbooks are literally just a piece of paper, a white blank piece of paper in a dollar store binder. I don't gush over a sketchbook. So being able to take this out, maybe I wanted to write that day. Boom, you can write. You know, write some scripts. Maybe you wanted to surf the net. You can play games on it. Again, I didn't want to do that with this. I wanted to treat this as like a work machine, you know. But there's lots of tools that you can do with it, and do some solid research if you're interested in it. Again, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I'm gonna get out of here because I can tell I'm rambling with it. But do some research, check it out. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. Again, I would recommend it if you are mobile a lot, if you're moving around, going to a lot of conventions. Being able to work at a convention is really sweet. You could, I don't want to say put a portfolio on it, that's getting another topic, but you know, it's got a lot of pros. It just comes at a pretty steep price, especially if you're looking to get into digital work, even if you just want to color or just want a machine for Photoshop. For like, I don't know, a quarter of that price, you could get a machine that'll work. I don't know. Again, I'm getting out of here because I'm rambling. I hope you enjoyed this mock review, whatever it was. Again, I apologize I don't have it here to show you guys, but check out that blog post, read Jonathan's little blog that he posted, and check out, I'll actually include it in the link as well because I forget the name, but I'll include it for you guys as well. You can check out the other guy that I was talking about. I believe it's the PvP guy that does that webcomic. He had a review as well. Those reviews sold me to even try it out. So, have a great day. Keep reading comics, keep making comics. Talk to you soon, and take care.